Good morning, good morning, good morning. It has been a long time since we have had a video of our homeschool. Well, today I wanted to hop on here because I'm doing one that I think a lot of moms could probably use some help with. This method that I'm using, well, let me back it up. This is for writing. And I know a lot of kids struggle with writing. And I'm just going to try something new and different. And maybe we can kind of figure things out together as we go. We have not really started our school day yet. Yesterday we had co-op. So this morning we kind of lagged just a little bit. But, you know, running behind our schedule. But like Kelsey, she's finishing up her routine. Jerry, he said he's playing a typing game. So I pray that that's actually what that is. Elijah is, what are you working on, babes?
I'm going to type you right now.
He's doing his typing program. So anyway, let me just explain what we're doing. We are still using Bju Press, which I love. Bju Press is very comprehensive. Listen, okay, first of all, we just got back from vacation. We just got back from Disney World. We spent a week there and had the time of our life. However, we went the week of Memorial Day. So Memorial Day was that Monday, or is that Labor Day? Labor Day was that Monday. We went Tuesday and we got back last Tuesday. And we had an absolute amazing time. However, when we got back, it was crunch time. It was time to get back into our routine. I had absolutely nothing planned or prepared for this school year. So that Friday, I was working from, I think I got started 9 a.m., maybe 10 a.m., and I was done at 11:30 that night. Saturday, Kelsey we have this program called Princess for a Day, and it's like an etiquette school. It lasts 6 months. Last Saturday was her first Saturday. And so after I brought her back from Princess for a Day, one of her assignments was to cook. And I'm like, let me go ahead and get that done now. So she helped me prepare dinner that night, had to record her. And then I think after we ate dinner and all that, I got started about 5 or 6 o'clock at night. I could not go on like all night planning because we had church the next morning. So I think I got started, I stopped from about 5 to maybe about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Sunday, we had, one of our pastors had an anniversary, so we got to church late. There was no Sunday school, so we got to church at 10, and we didn't leave till like 5 o'clock, maybe 6. It was a long service, but it was so good. I didn't even notice how long we were there until we got home. So I think I got started after I got my kids settled and comfortable. I got started back planning from about 7 o'clock, and I stayed up to about 11, and I had everything ready for like the next month. So not today, but next Friday, I'll start back my Friday night plannings like I always have done. But I don't know, depending on how I feel, but I do have to get my nails and stuff done. I got a few things I need to do. Do a little bit of grocery shopping maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to work this Friday or not. Anyway, so actually, the reason why I brought all that up is because I actually combed through everything that Bju has to offer. Because my kids were in such younger grades, it was so easy to help them with things, but now they're getting older. Their lessons are getting to be more of a challenge. I'm having to relearn some things. So I actually went through all of their programs with a fine-tooth comb, and I'm starting to see they basically have everything that you need. Like, you don't really need any extra resources. And I'm like, gosh, I had bought all this extra stuff and I didn't even really need it, right? But, ooh, my coffee. But anyway, that's okay. I know better now. So I did something different this year. I've made anchor charts. I printed out everything that they needed. Oh, Kelsey's back. Hey, girlie. Everything that they need. Please get out of his room. Don't do that. So now we are starting writing, and I know, just talking to one of my moms at the co-op last night, well, yesterday, she was already dreading it, and I know how writing can be. So the first thing that we're going to do different this year is we're going to start our day off with writing. Yeah, he started off with typing, but that's not really much of a thing that's going to require a lot of brain power. But I do feel the most difficult, now I don't want to say difficult, the most challenging subjects, possibly do that before lunch and before everybody gets real chill and relaxed. So we are doing a personal narrative. Just for reference, we are working out of Bju Press. I know it's one of the big ones. We are actually on lesson 6. No, that's I don't even know why I have that 3rd grade thing in here. I need to put that in storage. So we have this one. I think it's their latest, what do you call it, edition. This is the 2nd edition. Kelsey's trolling me, by the way. So we are working on a personal narrative. And so they pretty much tell you everything that you need to do. Another thing that's helpful, I found an overhead projector, y'all, on eBay. And so something that I do, like what, something that reinforces what your kid has been learning, they have these transparency masters. I actually copied it on my overhead projector film, which are transparencies, and we put it up. We don't write it down, we just do it together. And it really reinforces things that they've learned, prepositional phrases, compound sentences, compound subjects, and things like that. So we start that off with every English lesson, no matter what we're doing. So now we're on a personal narrative. The first thing we had to do was actually read what a personal narrative is. We kind of decided already, what was that, Wednesday, that the Elijah's personal narrative was going to be over what we did on vacation, our Disney World trip. It was their first vacation, so to Disney World. So that was really fun and exciting for them. So the first thing that we did, I went over all of the elements of writing. I'll show you the anchor charts that I created over the weekend. Okay, so the first thing that I did was go over the actual writing process. This is located in the Bju Press book, but what I decided to do was to go ahead and create an anchor chart on it and go through with him step by step what we're going to be doing. We are not going to overwhelm the process. So today, the only thing, Wednesday, the only thing we did was go through all of these anchor charts that I'm going to show you now. And we just chose our topic. That's all that we did. Okay, so we went through every one of these steps, let him know the biggest difference between revising and editing. And I even talked about that with one of our moms, because she from Homeschool Co-op, because she was talking about how, you know, how her child would have to make his sentences pop a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, that's good, but you need to make sure that you're doing it step by step. You're doing it in the revision stage. Don't worry about any type of editing. I don't care how badly they spell or anything like that. And we also talked about how personal people take it when they get their paper back with a bunch of marks on it. I took it personal. My friends take it personal. It's very hurtful when you see all those mistakes on it, but we're just going to have to work through that together and learn how to be okay with mistakes and just learning how to make them better, okay? So the next one that we went through on yesterday, I keep saying yesterday, but Wednesday, we went through the actual editing marks. And the reason why I wanted to have that up, because when he starts his process and he gets his paper back, when we get to the editing phase, he needs to know what all these mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have this anchor chart up. And that's the exact reason why I didn't necessarily wanted it to him have to keep referencing back to his book. I mean, I could print it out, but I just wanted this because I think all the kids can benefit from that. So that's why you're standing right in front. Thank you.
My fault.
And then we went through revision, which actually revision comes before editing. I don't know why I did it in this order, but whatever. At least he'll know now the difference between editing and revision, because that can be kind of a challenge in itself, because now you're trying to overwhelm yourself and you're doing too much at the same time. You're trying to edit and you're trying to revise. No, let's revise first, then we're going to edit. And I have all this stuff up so all the kids can see it as we're going along. And then we have the paragraph hamburger. It looks like a good burger to me because that meat looks real big and chunky. But at least now he knows, let's take this one part of the burger at a time. Let's start with that topic sentence, tomato. That supporting detail, lettuce, cheese, meat, and then your bun to finish wrapping it all up. Let's do it one step at a time, because you can absolutely overwhelm yourself. So now as we are about to get started, there are a couple things that we're going to use. He's going to have, we're not even going to start off with any type of notebook paper at this moment. Like I said, we're at the very beginning, which is pre-writing. I also have these folders. I remember Elijah, originally I had bought these and he thought that this was just too babyish. So then I got a couple of these at Lakeshore, and it explains the writing process. So what we're going to do is We're only going to concern ourselves with number 1 today, which is pre-writing, where we're drafting things up. And in that, what we're going to have is our graphic organizer, which is this hamburger paragraph writing, just similar to the one I had up here, just so he can organize his very first introductory paragraph to the his personal narrative. Because as you know, a personal narrative is about 5 paragraphs. And that's a lot of writing for someone who is not really used to writing. So we're going to break this thing down one step at a time. So after he's done completing this, we're just going to put it right here. Okay. And until we have all of these complete, we're just going to leave it there. Okay. So if it takes us 2 days like today, and maybe, I don't know, we might do it Monday. You know, we typically don't have school on Mondays, but we like to kind of play catch up on things that we didn't really get to. So like I don't know, we may not be able to get to it Monday. We might have to do it Tuesday when we start our regular school, because I have a hair appointment on Wednesday and the kids have soccer. So I think on Monday we're going to get to a chunk of what we're going to miss out on Wednesday. So yeah, we might just wait. We might do paragraphs 1 and 2 today, and then 3 and 4, because I don't want this to take too long. But at the same time, I don't want to rush it, you know, but then we don't want to drag it out. So we got to find some balance. So I think that if we do paragraphs 1 and 2, maybe we can get it done today. I don't know. It just depends on how things work out. But that's what we're going to do. And after we're finished drafting it, I'm sorry, with our pre-writing, then we're going to get some actual notebook paper or his notebook and actually draft it up here. And then after we draft it up, we're going to move it over to the revision section. That's where we're going to break out only our thesaurus. We're not going to worry about a dictionary. We're going to worry about our thesaurus, because part of the drafting process is how can you make your sentences stick better? How can you like take out a lot of words that you repeat? They're not necessarily wrong, but we can make it a lot better. What else? Just things like that. And then after he's done with that, we're going to go on over and finally edit. After the final editing, depending on how he does his corrections and fixes things, I may not require too many edits, because no work of writing is ever done. But he is going to have to, I am going to ask him to read his sentences low and slow out loud on step 3. Okay. So that's what we got for now. And I think that I may put a couple clips of him actually, I'll keep it there. Well, of him actually going through the process, just so you can see, hey, will this work? I pray that this is some information that can truly bless you in your homeschool and writing process with your child. So we'll just figure out together, how can we make writing a lot easier instead of all of the tears? But I really feel the real test is going to come once we get to that editing stage, and we'll just take it from there. I have very high hopes. Like I said, we're going to start this thing first thing in the morning. That way everything, the brain is fresh, the attitude's really good, and you know, prayerfully we can get through this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I pray that it's worked for you. I will be showing you every step of the process. So until then, see ya. Bye. All right, thank you. All right, so do you remember our personal narrative that we looked at the other day?
Yeah.
On the overhead? Okay, so get out your book. Well, this is the book. So we're going to go back to that page just so you can see how long it was. How many paragraphs do you see?
I see around 5.
Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
It's 6 paragraphs. Okay, so of these 6 paragraphs, you have an introduction and a conclusion. So for this particular one, we have 4 things that are in the middle. Today, we're going to work on paragraph 1, which is our introduction, which introduces the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to work on that today, and maybe work on the first paragraph of the first thing that we did. But first, we need to organize our thoughts and ideas about, because we don't want to start jumping from here to there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and we also need to remember to keep in mind we're going to use time order words, all right? So, all right, so, yep, the first thing that we're going to do is do our graphic organizer. So let's go ahead and get started on that with our introduction.
I'm so happy.